Hey fellow student, I wanted to inform you a little bit about myself and the office I intend to run for in the TJC Student Senate. If you don't gather an opinion to give your vote to me, I at least hope you get to know me a little bit better. My name is Timon Ovard. I graduated as a 13-year student from the small East Texas town of Van. As a kid, I grew up playing sports such as baseball, soccer, basketball, and tennis. Once I got into 6th grade, I started band as an alto saxophone player. On to 7th grade, and I joined the tennis team, switched to tenor saxophone, and became the football and basketball student manager. 8th grade was pretty much the same in all of those areas. Freshman year, I was the highest freshman on the tennis team and beat out a senior for the first chair tenor saxophone spot in band. Sophomore year, I became the youngest band member in a leadership position as the loading crew captain. I also ended the year as number one on the tennis team and received the MVP award. Junior year was pretty much the same stuff, but my academics started to take a bigger role. Over that year, I jumped 7 spots in our ranking, then things came to a halt. Well, in the grand scheme of things, I guess it wasn't too bad, and I learned a lot because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So I ended off junior year selected as one of 2 drum majors for the band. Then I got my first job that summer, and it started to affect my social life. Scheduling things to do and time to hang out with people ultimately led to a heartbreak. My work also affected tennis performance as I dropped a spot. However, I still was drum major, and these things kind of took some pressure off of me, and I got to enjoy life more than I ever had. Then, a Razor scooter hit me right in the ankle. Well, not actually, but man, that always hurt as a kid, didn't it? However, I want to warn you, it does get a little dark and lengthy, so I apologize, but it helps you know where I come from. Last fall, my best friend was having these fevers pop up, and it limited him from getting to go to school and causing him to miss a couple of football games. November 1st, at lunchtime, he was freezing cold, and his face was actually turning blue. He was a tough kid and didn't like to bother people too much about himself, but he decided that he needed to go home. Tuesday goes by, he's not at school. Wednesday goes by, and he doesn't come to school again. Wednesday night, he fell out of his bed. His family heard this, and his parents simply put him back in bed, realizing he just fell out. Then much later in the night, he fell out once again, and this time they found him having a seizure on the ground. They rushed him to UT Health and then care flighted him to Children's Hospital in Fort Worth early Thursday morning. Over the day, his very strong family continued to update us. Our first update said that he was semi-stable and headed to Children's. I thought semi-stable was a good thing and he was responding some. However, I learned very differently that afternoon. My mom had informed me that he had never woken up that day and was currently plugged up to some machine, and he had been diagnosed with leukemia. It is 8 o'clock at night, and I decided I was going up there. I informed another friend, so she and our moms went up to Fort Worth. It wasn't until almost midnight that we got to go up and see him because of the COVID protocols. Friday was a rough day. It was also our senior night for the football team. He had gotten to walk across that field with his 3 older brothers, but not for himself. Even with support from the visiting school, our senior band members and I walked the field for him and dedicated that night and our performance to him. Soon after our performance at halftime, we received the word that he had passed away. You never expect things to happen to you. Through the many groups and friendships I've made, I've learned to not take them lightly. I have also gotten to know how different people walk in different stages of life. It has helped me understand how important people are and our impact on people. Participating as a member and a leader in the groups I've gotten the pleasure to be involved in has also given me the opportunity to learn how to balance many different personalities and get along with people. Life is far too short for us to complain and argue about every little thing we don't agree with. No one of us are the same, and I strive to take an outside perspective and examine the different sides to find a respectful and loving common ground. This leads to why I would appreciate your vote as your freshman student president. As our student senate of the past, I want to make myself and our senate available to hear the student body's concerns and wishes. We need to make our time here matter to help all the generations to come. And ultimately, we need to continue TJC's decorated reputation. As a proud and involved Apache, I plan to use what I've learned through my leadership roles to continue to build the community and serve the student body to the best of my ability. Once again, I'm Timon Ovard, and with your support and voting, I hope you will get to see me in office as your Freshman Student Senate President. Feathers up.